Hey, welcome back everybody. It is Wayback Sports Cards. We are here again. We're going to do something a little different today. We're not going to do a box break today, but instead I am going to spend a little bit of time and I am going to go through some of the through the mail autographs, or what you've been seeing online on my Instagram feed as TTM autographs. TTM standing for through the mail autographs that I've been obtaining over the last few months. With the advent of this channel, I've been buying, as you can tell, a lot of junk wax. And what I've been doing is saving cards of players that I know signed cards through the mail. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information on how I've been doing that. It's actually quite easy to do. And it's a great way if you're buying a lot of junk wax, or if you have a lot of junk wax, to send some cards out to some former players and get some autographs on the relatively cheap. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time here, and you can see the first card here I have in my pile is the Guy Lafleur card that I just got last week. And I'm going to go through that and all the others that I've gotten over the last few months. But first, I did want to explain to some of you how I've been doing this. And I have found a number of websites that that keep track of player home addresses and also track whether or not players are signing cards, and if so, whether they're signing for free or if they're signing with a cash donation. And the site I've been using up until this point has been called sportscardforum.com, sportscardforum.com. And you can even Google it by typing SCF TTM for Sports Card Forum through the mail. And there's a great database of player names and people who have been sending cards over the last few years, whether they've been successes, whether they've been return to senders or not. So, it's a great way to see who's been signing recently, and if so, whether they're signing for cheap or not. And so what I've been doing is I have been sending these cards out to the players. I've been obtaining these through the junk wax boxes I've been buying. I've been looking up each of these individuals, finding out whether or not they do sign for free, and all the ones I have here have signed cards for me for free. All I had to do was send the cards in a top loader, a self-addressed stamped envelope, and a typed letter. That's all I've been sending, is a typed letter to the player, a one-page letter, a couple of sentences about what I liked about the player, and kindly asking for their autograph request. In many cases where I've got multiple cards of the same player, I would send multiple cards and say and offer one to the player as a thank you. But in many cases, as you can see, I sent 2 cards to Aeneas Williams. He sent them both back to me signed. So many of the players have done that, sending both cards back signed, even though I've offered one to them. So, so I mean, it's a great way to take what's otherwise, junk wax cards. I mean, I don't know how many people are collecting, Doug Jones or Hersey Hawkins or Charlie Huff cards, or even John Olerud. I mean, some of you are, I'm sure. Some of you are completists. But, it's a great way to communicate with players, especially now during COVID, as COVID's kind of wrapping up. It's a great opportunity to send some letters out to some of these players. And so what I was going to do was kind of go through all the cards I've got signed since I've been doing this. I've been doing this, the first one I sent out was in January of this year. So over the last 4 or 5 months, I have been sending out cards, and you can see I've already got about 20 cards or so. So I wanted to go through these and just kind of show them to you, and hopefully this will inspire some of you to send some cards out to some players. I think it's a great way to get some cool autographs relatively cheap. Like I said, you have to pay for the envelopes and the stamps. If you're sending cards to Canada, which I had to do for Guy Lafleur, you have to get the international stamps from your post office. But yeah, otherwise this is super easy. There are some players on the website, as you'll see on sportscardforum.com, that will request a donation. I have not sent any cards to any of those players yet, but I've seen Wade Boggs on there, Ryan Sandberg, players like that that are requesting a small donation. One of the failed cards I sent was to Will Clark, and he is now signing for a fee to raise money for a charity. So a lot of players are doing that, whether it's for them or for a charity. So it's worth it going through sportscardforum.com to look up these players before you start sending cards to them. Because the last thing you want to do is start sending cards all over the place and getting returned to senders. So I've been very carefully choosing who I've sent to. So with that, I'm going to go through these and just tell you a little bit about what I've been doing. So the first one here, the most recent one, is Guy Lafleur, one of the all-time hockey greats, most notably for the Montreal Canadiens, part of that 1970s dynasty, one of the greatest hockey players of all time. And I sent these two cards out to him at the end of April. It took 24 days for me to get these cards from the day I mailed them out to the day they arrived back at my house. 24 days. Sent it out to him in Quebec, Canada, and so I had to use the international stamp. And he kindly returned both cards, even though I've offered one to him. So awesome Hall of Famer. And what's great about the junk wax I've been opening is many of these cards have very good surfaces for holding autographs. So that's my Guy Lafleur. The next one I got recently was Darrell Evans. Darrell Evans, you can see he played with the Braves here. This is his last year card. This is the 1990 Upper Deck, but he did play for the Braves in the 70s. Then he went to the Tigers. So had a pretty amazing career. Bill James called him statistically the most underrated player in baseball history. He has over 400 home runs, 414, I believe, to be exact. So sending this card to Darrell Evans, awesome. It took 54 days to get this card from when I sent it to when it returned. So one of the longer ones that I've received so far, one of the longer durations, but still really cool card. And I'm just going to bring it a little closer there for a moment. And there's the Darrell Evans card in all its glory. Awesome card to add to my collection. This next one, Roger Craig, running back for the San Francisco 49ers, back in the day there, back in the late 80s, and three-time Super Bowl champ with the Niners, with those Montana and Rice teams. Also, in 1985, was the first person to rush for 1,000 yards and receive 1,000 yards in the same season. A lot of people think of Christian McCaffrey today. Roger Craig did it first. So super awesome card. I sent him these two. I'd opened 90 Tops recently, and I also had opened 91 Upper Deck. And so I had a couple of Roger Craig cards, sent both, and he returned both signed. Took 8 days. And he lives out in California, and it took 8 days from when I sent it to when it returned. So he returned these cards back super fast. So something to think about as you're looking to send these cards out. Who returns the cards quick? Who's sending them back successfully? So these are super awesome. Two of my favorites. I am not a Niners fan, but super big fan of Roger Craig and what he did for the game. The next two I'm going to put together, although they were separate, sent to two separate addresses. Tom Kelly and Davey Johnson, two World Series winning managers. Found both of their cards in 89 Tops, as you can see right here. Sent both out. The Tom Kelly card took 11 days to come back, and Davey Johnson took 8. So I'm, super fast on both of these. And to get two World Series winning managers, Tom Kelly won 2 World Series with the Twins in 87 and 91. And Davey Johnson led the 1986 Mets to the World Championship, and that is their last World Championship, unfortunately. And for the Twins, also 1991, the last time the Twins had won the World Series. So the last two World Series winning managers of their respective franchises. But super cool cards, super quick return as well. Also, Mark Gubiza, 20-game winner for the Royals back in the late 80s. His card, I sent 2 cards out to him. He returned both. Yeah, I might even go ahead and try to find, see if Jeff Russell, I sent him a Fleer 90 with Jeff Russell on it. I might see if Jeff Russell's signing cards. I don't know if he is, but I might try to get this dual card signed. And then the other is the 89 Topps again, Mark Gubiza card. So super cool to get his cards. I believe he won over 100 games in Major League Baseball, and like I said, had a 20-win season. So super cool. And those took 17 days for me to get back. The next one, I sent 3 cards out, and I got 4 back. It's from Doug Jones, long-time successful closer in Major League Baseball. Over 300 saves, I believe 313 saves, a couple-time All-Star. Doug Jones, sent them out to where he lives out in Arizona. And so I sent him these 3 cards here, the 3 of the Indians, the 90 Bowman and the 1990 Upper Deck. And so I sent all 3, and I offered 2 of them as a thank you. He signed all 3, and he added in a 4th card, which doesn't appear to be, it looks like a card he made on his own, or had made on his own. And I will turn over the back. And it looks like, a little bit about his life. It looks like a brief biography. You could see he's very religious. He mentions a couple of Bible verses in here as well. So, and I stand corrected. Doug Jones, as I clear my screen, 303 saves in his career. So still, 300 save guy, Doug Jones, sent me 4 cards signed. I only asked for 1. So that was super cool. And that took 17 days to get back. Next here, I got Aeneas Williams, NFL Hall of Famer Aeneas Williams. And I just need to, there we go, get the focus back. Aeneas Williams, most people probably remember his later career days with the St. Louis Rams, making it to the Super Bowl. But his majority of his career was in Arizona. And this is his rookie card that I opened, or that I found in the 1991 Pro Set Platinum box, which I opened, believe it was one of the first 5 or 10 boxes I opened on the YouTube channel. And this is his rookie card, and sent 2 of them to him, and offered 1, and as usual, or as most players have done, signed it. You could see he referenced the Bible verse Romans. It looks like 15:9. So again, you see a lot of these players will post Bible verses or religious passages on there. So very, very cool. Aeneas Williams, NFL Hall of Famer Aeneas Williams. And that took 31 days to get back. He's out in St. Louis. This next one of the coolest ones I've got. AL MVP, I believe multiple time AL MVP. I'll have to check that. Definitely won at least 1 MVP. Juan Gonzalez, Juan Gon. I believe he hit well over 400 home runs in his career. And I sent the 91 OPC Premier that I opened a few months ago, along with the 93 Topps that I also opened on this channel a few months back. And he kindly signed both of them. I sent them out to where he is in Puerto Rico right now, and took 19 days to receive both of these cards back. So super cool. Would have been cool just to get 1 Juan Gonzalez card, but I mean, this guy, MVP right in the prime years where I was watching baseball. And yeah, always a threat when he was playing. You always wanted to see what he was going to do. So super awesome to get Juan Gonzalez in my collection. I also have done some basketball cards. Some of you might remember the 1991-92 Upper Deck box break I did. And I got Hersey Hawkins here. At the time, played with the 76ers. And I found two of his, the Sixers checklist card with the amazing artwork on it. And I thought it'd be super awesome to send those cards to Hersey to get signed. I offered one to him as a thank you, and he returned both signed. And that took 8 days as well, and that went all the way out to Oregon, and I'm in New York. So super fast return on these from super underrated NBA player. Probably came into the league too soon. Would have done great in today's NBA. He was a great three-point shooter, and but still awesome cards to have in my collection. Hersey Hawkins. Next one here, Charlie Huff. I believe well over 200 wins in his career. Here he is with the White Sox in the 1992 Top Set. But many of you probably remember his run toward the end of his career with the Marlins. He was, I believe he was the very first person to win a game pitching for the Marlins in 93. And he pitched a long time for the Rangers, I believe. So Charlie Huff, very nice looking signature. I sent this out back in March. It took about 13 days to come back. I only had the one card, so I only sent the one. He returned the one. Super cool, though. Charlie Huff and that world-famous knuckleball. Next, I got a former AL batting champion, John Olerud. Here with the Blue Jays, got the 93 tops and the 92 tops, and offered one as a thank you. He signed both. Super cool. Took 48 days for this one to come back, but super awesome to get John Olerud's signature. Not only did he play with the Blue Jays and win a World Series and an AL batting championship in 93, he played several years with the Mets in the early 2000s, played with the Seattle Mariners and some of their great teams in the early 2000s, and even had a brief stint with the Yankees, among others. Those are the ones that stand out for me. So John Olerud, amazing career, great hitter, super awesome cards to have there. Next, I got Dave Kingman, Kong, to sign a card for me. Here he is with the A's toward the end of his career, and this is him signing the 87 Topps card with the wood grain paneling. And yeah, I only had the one card, so I sent him the one, and he returned it signed. It took 19 days. But I mean, another super underrated player, hit well over 400 home runs. And, you know, I think people forget about Dave Kingman because they think of all the 500 home run club guys. But Dave Kingman, great career, was with the Mets for a while. This is like I said, the A's at the end of his career. And I'm just going to turn the card over real fast. 442 home runs there at the bottom. So this is right at the end of his career. But you can see Giants, Mets, Padres, Angels, brief with the Yankees, Cubs, Mets, back with the A's. So he bounced around. Designated hitter, was not exactly the best fielder. So the DH definitely helped him out. But you can see he played in the National League quite a bit too. So awesome card. Dave Kingman. Next, I got a NL Cy Young Award winner, Doug Drabeck, 1990 NL Cy Young Award winner. Got him to sign the 93 Topps and the 92 Topps. He made both cards out to me, which was nice. I don't request personalized cards, but he did here, which is fine. And but I got two autographs from a former Cy Young Award winner, so super cool. After the Pirates, he played with the Astros, started his career with the Yankees. The Yankees traded him away. So Doug Drabeck, awesome card to get. Took 19 days to get these cards back as well. So as you can see, most of these that I've sent out, you can get back within probably 3 weeks. Next, I got Steve Atwater, former safety for the Broncos, and believe a Hall of Famer as well, or is going to be a Hall of Famer. So Steve Atwater, 30 days, sent this out to in care of the Broncos out in Colorado. Took 30 days to get back. Super, super cool. I sent him the 91 Fleer Ultra card. Next, I sent one out to Dave Cowens. Dave Cowens, former player for the Celtics, former center. Won a bunch of championships with the Celtics in the 70s. And yeah, and also went into coaching. And so I found one of his cards for super cheap, I believe $1 on eBay. Picked it up and sent it out to him in Maine. And 11 days later, I got it back. You can see he personalized it as well. It says good luck. But still super awesome. Dave Cowens, great, great player. Another basketball one next, Terrell Brandon. Great point guard for the Cavaliers, and then later for the Timberwolves, I believe. His rookie card, and then 93-94 Skybox. Sent this out to him in at his barbershop in Portland, Oregon, and it took 21 days to get these back. Super, super awesome. I was a big Terrell Brandon fan in the late 90s when he broke out with the Cavs and had the all-star season. So super thrilled to get him. And the last two cards, well, last three. These two from Ron Gant that I sent out to in care of Fox 5 Atlanta in Georgia, and offered one as a thank you, and he signed both my 92 Topps and my 93 Topps Gold, which I think was super awesome. Found both of those in the box breaks I've done on the channel. I got super thrilled to get the Topps Gold signed. But yeah, Ron Gant, great player with the Braves in those early 90s teams. Super thrilled to get his. And the last player that I found, or that I got back, was Ron Guidry's, the first one I sent out. Sent this back out in January. It took 12 days to get back. Gator, Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry, one of the great Yankee starters from the 70s, late 70s, and throughout the 80s. 78 Cy Young Award winner, won 25 games with the Yankees for that World Series team. One of the great Yankee pitchers of all time. And I'm a Yankee fan, so I was super, super thrilled for Ron Guidry to be my first return through the mail, and he returned it in 12 days. So, I mean, super amazing. And, with that, that's going to do it for all the cards that I've sent out so far. I just wanted to share some of these with you guys, just so you guys maybe get some inspiration to send some cards out. And I'm curious to know, what have you sent out? What have you got back? Let me know who maybe I should be sending cards to that you've had success with. And I can certainly answer any questions you have through the chat or through the comments. I'd be glad to point you in the right direction to get you started on this. So hopefully this is a help. Hopefully we can help each other. And with that, I'm going to end this special episode, and we'll be back soon. I believe next week I'm going to be opening 1990 Donruss baseball. It is junk wax, but I will be opening it nonetheless, because that's what we do on the junk wax time machine here at Wayback Sports Cards. And with that, we're going to say goodbye. Have a great day. Take care, everyone. So long.